self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists.
What's going on, people? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we're Conversation Con Artists, back for another wonderful, fantastic episode.
I am not my hair. I am not this skin.
You ain't your hair.
I'm not my hair. We're going to talk about it, though.
We're going to talk about what in the hell she just did. But, hey, I just want to say, we completely glossed over the fact that we got to 100 episodes.
We did.
I think we planned something for it, and it never just
it got here before we realized.
Yeah, we just kind of forgot a little bit. We wouldn't technically be at 100 if we didn't split them episodes up.
Oh yeah, that's
maybe.
Right. No,
because we kept the numbers the same, yeah. Right? Whatever. But yeah, we passed 100 episodes, and it could have been a big deal, but it wasn't. So you wanna go check out the website to leave us some feedback and listen to some old episodes. You want to find me on Twitter at Mr. MISTER_on_point.
And I can be found at red_calamity. And this week, we are still doing the listener letter portion of the show. So if you have a question you would like for us to answer, you can send it into the website, or you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. But this week, we had some real life shit that happened that we were going to talk about. I guess I'll start with why I was singing India Irie.
We'll get to that. But first, I do want to shout out Michael.
Oh, yeah.
Again, because Michael is who listens to us from overseas.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the UK.
Yes.
And, we referenced the UK and, we throw his name out there. Last week, he responded to us having talked about
whether a fish is wet.
And he went to the quantum
atoms and
physics level of explaining to us that ain't nothing touching anything else for real. And, upon asking him what does he do, he said he's basically an armchair physicist.
Which is fucking amazing, because the description that he gave was so detailed that Michael, that's a good ass bluff. You didn't even have to tell us nothing. We wouldn't have fucking knew. We would just know. You was over here 2 steps away from the Nobel Prize.
Michael designs networks for large organizations, and he dropped out of school at 16, which pretty much means that he's a genius.
Yes.
Michael, you're a genius. Okay?
Is he an evil genius? Are you like Stewie? Or
he's a really modest genius.
He is.
He was I dropped out of school at 16. I'm an armchair physicist.
I'm just quick to pick up things. No, that you don't pick up physics quickly. You're a genius.
Yeah, your IQ is high. Well, you know what, Rick and Morty, Rick would just he was expect you to go that route anyway.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, people usually of high intelligence have trouble in school because they usually. It's boring. It's not engaging for them, and so that don't surprise me. But yeah, I can't pick up physics quickly, Michael. So I'm gonna say that you are probably a very high intelligence.
Yeah.
I would assume.
So all we're saying is don't downplay it. You know some shit.
Yes, he does more than me.
But yeah.
So
red is not her hair.
I am not my hair. So, okay. I hadn't talked about this on the show, but if y'all follow me on Twitter or on Instagram, you've probably seen pictures of me. If you haven't, the cartoon is Brittany did an amazing fucking job. The cartoon probably looks better than what I look, but my hat is very true to life on there. So I had this curly afro, right? Shit was getting on my nerves. I was sick of it. I was tired of doing it. I was bored with it. And I had been talking about cutting my hair for a while, and everybody's like, no, don't do it. So then I cut it, and so now I have a tapered fro right now. Still curly, still red, I cut basically the back off, and it's heavy at the top. And I just wanted to talk about and I get it, but black women's obsession with length and good curl patterns, because if I had 4C real coarse hair, nobody would have gave a fuck about me cutting it. Like, people would have been like, oh, okay, it would have been fine. But because I have like a curl pattern, and because my hair was, I mean, when it was straight, it was pretty long. It was like, you would think that I cut their hair. Like, people were so offended and so upset, like I cut their hair. And it's like, you feel like you have to, like, essentially do it for the culture. Like, I gotta keep this hair on my head for the culture, because if I don't, then, and I can't tell you how many people's like, you know how many women would love to have your hair. Like, okay, well, they can have it, and they can have all the trouble that goes into maintaining all of this fucking hair too. Like, it was annoying, but like, and I get it, you know, black women, it's harder for us to grow long hair. And so when somebody is able to grow it, it's like we live vicariously through that person. And so you had this thing where it's like, they make you feel almost ungrateful or some shit, because I got a haircut, nigga. Like, seriously? Like, why are y'all so pressed? I didn't cut your hair. And his hair, you know what the fuck it does every day? It grows. And this time next year, you probably won't even be able to tell. I cut my fucking hair because it's how my hair grows. So it's amazing to me, like, how much people put into hair and how much shit you can get. And I mean, it's not like I shaved my head bald. I still have hair. It's just, it's easier for me to manage, which is what I was going for anyway, because I was fucking tired of doing it. And then people was like, well, you could have went to the salon. First of all, part of the reason that I went natural was so I wouldn't have to fucking sit in a salon. Because no shade to the beauticians out there, but y'all motherfuckers be triple booking bitches. And so then I got to sit a whole Saturday in your salon waiting to get my fucking hair completed, because you didn't start it on this chick hair and you didn't start it on this girl braids over here. And that was part of the reason, was so that I could take care of my hair myself and not have to go to the salon. Not to mention, motherfuckers, are y'all going to give me the money to go to the salon and get my hair done? Like, I told my mom, like, she was one of the people that was like, you better not cut your hair, don't cut your hair pretty and all of this. And I was like, okay, so you going to come over on Sunday and do it for me then, right? Of course she's not going to do that shit, because she don't even bother with it. Neither do I. So I cut it. But it just astounds me. Like, I went to work briefly today, and again, it's like I crept into these women's house in the middle of the night with some scissors and chopped their hair off. Like, this is how upset they get about it. And it's just funny to me. Like, I don't ever care about
what do white people say?
Nothing. It's cute.
Just the black people.
Just the black people. But, and I have a white coworker who was like, why are they so upset? And I had to explain to her, you're white, so you don't understand.
Yeah, y'all all got hair.
Y'all all have long hair.
Do we know why black women, do we know why the hair is harder to grow?
Well, our hair is coarser, and so that means that white women hair is like, a lot of them is straight, or it may be like wavy. The curlier your hair, the coarser your hair, the harder it is for the oils to travel down. So you end up having a lot more breakage. So it ain't that your hair growing about the same as everybody else's, but it may be breaking off, so it only gets to a certain point. Not to mention you have genetics play a part. I don't even know why the fuck I have curly hair. Everybody in my family looking at me like, what the fuck? Because neither one of my parents have hair like this. Neither one of my grandparents. So nobody even knows where the fuck this shit come from. That's just how genetics work. But
you're a milkman, baby.
I'm not a milkman. As far as I know. I don't know. Pegging my hair.
Realistic? It wasn't no milkman by the time you was.
No, it wasn't.
Paper
that was
man.
In the 80s, 84.
Ice cream man. Not Master P. Like the actual ice cream man with the.
Hey, you got some explanations if it is the case, but it's genetics, and the way that our hair grows out of our head makes it a little harder. And I mean, for the longest time and for generations, we've been permanent. So that's another thing. Like, my mom cut her hair, and right now she's going through the struggle that I went through when I first cut my hair, and that is figuring out how the fuck to take care of natural hair, because we perm our hair, and we perm our kids' hair from the time they like in kindergarten and shit. And so you don't know how to take care of natural hair.
Hey, little baby, come here, let me put some poison on your head.
So you'll have nice straight hair. So I think that's another. We just don't know how to take care of it. I mean, the natural hair revolution came, and I think it's kind of dying out. Like not dying out, but like it's not as the revolution isn't as televised as it was. So people are still natural and going natural, but I just don't think it's the hype surrounding it like it was. But I think people just don't know how to take care of their hair. And like I said, I don't take credit for it's genetics. Like whenever somebody asks me, it's genetics. I mean, do the products help keep down frizz and shit? Yes. But do I think it's like grown my hair, help with my curl pattern? No. I think that's just what the fuck I have. Like that's the cards I was dealt. But it's just astounding. Like y'all, I'm talking about like some of these women act like I slapped them in the face. And here's what's gonna really fuck with me all week this week. My clients. My clients are gonna come in used to seeing me with this fro, and like some of them are gonna feel some type of way. The black ones, I know for sure, because a lot of them make comments like, "Oh my God, your hair is so pretty," you know. So I know they're gonna be like,
"You should wrap your head up like Angel Mama."
I'm not doing that shit.
You need a syrup lady.
No,
syrup counselor.
I'm not doing that. Look, I'm gonna go ahead. When I went to work today, I peeped my head in everybody's door. I was like, "Hey, I cut my hair, just so you know, because I don't want to have to deal with this shit tomorrow. I wanted to get it out the way." Same thing with my clients. I'm just gonna get it out the way. This is what my head finna look like for some months. Let's just get past it and move on. But it's just amazing to me, like how much shit I've gotten for this when it's my head. Like, I don't understand why you so pressed about it.
You know what? It's what we do as black people to each other. You know why?
Yeah.
Because white people have always put us under this microscope and assessed us as a group and told us we was this and told us we that. And you know what? We do the same thing too. Yeah. We look at each other and we assess each other based on our lightness, our darkness, skin tones, our hair patterns and curls.
Then I'm dark skinned with curly hair. That's a slap in the face to the dark skinned women too. I get like, it's so ridiculous.
That slave master gene popped for you. That's what that was.
It's just ridiculous.
Your
and silly, but
your family of ancestry.
Well, my cousin that's gonna be coming down. We going to the haunted house on Friday the 13th. She has the same kind of hair that I do, like her hair, and she actually was like, "Oh my God!" Like, she was happy because she understands the struggle because she has about as much hair as I had, and it's the same kind of curl pattern, and she get it. She understands. She was like, "It's gonna be so much easier for you." And now I was like, "Yeah, I know. I'm excited." Like,
you say a cousin?
Mm-hmm.
They grew up on the same street?
Mm-mm.
Different.
The one in Huntsville. We didn't grow up anywhere near each other.
I was finna say same milkman.
No, we ain't even grow up in the same
city.
Same
ice cream man.
We ain't grow up in the same city. Okay. So
save slave master
I
gene.
guess so. It skipped our parents though. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was crazy, and it's just been funny, the response that I've got. At least nobody thought that I was like, nobody asked me about whether I was gay or if I was being butch now since I cut my hair. I haven't got that yet. It's fresh. I just cut my hair like 2 days ago, so it's still time for it to happen.
Coming.
So far, that hasn't happened.
You're going to get hit on by some women's.
Don't say that.
By some Manny Fresh looking.
Oh, I hope not.
They're going to be like, Ibra.
I fucking hate
What's
you.
that hair like?
I hope not. Oh, maybe the Jamaican will be like, oh, she didn't went to the other side. Maybe he'll leave me alone because he'll think I'm gay.
Maybe he loves short haircuts.
No, maybe.
I'm just saying. It's a toss-up.
Look, he originally, decided to stalk me with the long hair. So, I don't know. He probably liked long hair because if he liked short hair, he wouldn't talk to my ass in the first place. So maybe he dislikes short hair and he gonna be like, oh, she cut her hair.
Maybe he don't care.
Do you have to crush my dreams right now? Like, let me have this hope.
I told you. I don't know why you ever expect hope from me. I throw realism out there. And you know what? Realism is what it is. If it's a wrench in your plan, it's just what it is, okay?
Did the same shit with Remy. Now this nigga's 50 pounds.
It's not because I was throwing realism out there, I'll tell you that. It's because his genetic makeup was going to put him at 50 pounds, regardless of what Mr. On Point said.
His birthday is Thursday.
What you going to do for him?
Get him some cookies, some dog cookies.
You get some real cookies with chocolate.
Hell, Why are you trying to kill my dog? He ain't
I
even
don't
did
think-
nothing to you.
He gonna die. He just gonna,
They can't have chocolate.
it'll be like ecstasy.
No.
We can't have ecstasy, but we take it.
No.
And when I say we, I don't mean me, because I've never done a drug ever. Only drug I take is butter. It's delicious.
I'll go give him some dog cookies. The same shit I've been doing for Kingston. His birthday next month, the 6th of November. So they gonna get cookies 2 months in a row. Cause they both get cookies. I won't just give Remy cookies.
I never celebrated an animal's birthday.
You really ain't really like a huge animal person though. So
I love cats.
Okay, well, fuck them. I wouldn't celebrate a cat's birthday either.
They don't know what it is. They'll never ever know what it is.
I know that he doesn't
You might
know
as well
what
just
it
get him
is.
cookies on a random day when you feel like it.
But it's his birthday and he's a year old. And I'm hopeful that I only got one more year of this bullshit puppy shit. Hopefully by 2, he will calm the fuck down.
I'm not gonna celebrate something if I still gotta pick up their dookie the rest of my life or the rest of their life. At least humans start to learn how to use the toilet. So I'll celebrate your birthdays, little human. But an animal, I'm picking up your dookies is all the celebration that you get.
Sound like they could do it themselves. I mean, they don't have thumbs. It's not like you could train them to do it themselves. They don't have thumbs.
Well, before humans took over their genome and
They were
domesticated
just out
them.
there shitting in the wilderness.
Exactly. Nobody cleaned up they dookies.
Well, you cannot clean it up if you want to live in that. The reason that we clean it up is not for them, it's for us. I clean it up because I don't want the shit in my house. Like, I don't do that for him. That ain't got shit to do with him and everything to do with my comfort and what I'm willing to live in and not live in. So that ain't got nothing to do with the dog. He still, if I let him out in the woods now, he gonna shit in the woods still
I
like his
understand all of
ancestors.
that. But that's why that will override the birthday celebration, as far as I'm concerned.
That is terrible. I mean, it's not gonna throw him a party, but he will get cookies and maybe a new toy. But the toy again is for me to keep him out my fucking face. Cause
Then why didn't you just always get him a toy? Why you gotta wait his birthday to get him the toy?
he done had toys since I got him that he didn't shoot and shit. Like he done had more toys than probably Kingston has had in his whole life because he kept fucking destroying them, and I kept having to find what is gonna be the thing that he ain't gonna fucking tear up. So he done had plenty of toys. It ain't just for his birthday. He done had plenty of toys in his first year of life. He's had lots because he destroys them. Because his teeth are a lot more like teethy than Kingston's teeth. Kingston didn't tear up toys. Kingston didn't give a shit. Like, he played with his toys, but he didn't tear them up. Remy? 5 minutes.
Because
5
Remy is a
minutes.
real dog.
I don't know. Kingston is a real dog. What do you mean? He's a dog.
He's not. He don't have the temperament, personality of a dog.
He's not a cat.
I ain't say he was a cat.
That's what
I just say he's not a real dog.
He is a real
He's
dog.
like the Pinocchio puppies. Of puppies. He is not a real boy.
He's a real dog. But they are vastly different. I was not prepared for Remy. Kingston did not prepare me for Remy at all.
Kingston prepared you for a cat.
Which I will never own. So, preparation not needed.
You never know.
I don't need nothing in the house that, like...
When you have kids one day and you wheelchair bound and you can't move, somebody gonna get you a cat.
No, they
It's
ain't.
just gonna run around.
Anybody
and you
that
can't do nothing
knows
about it.
me knows that I don't fucking like cats. So whether I'm wheelchair bound or not, that ain't a gift for me. The fuck you give me this animal that I
I'll
gotta
bring
take
you a
care of?
cat.
I don't want no cat. Don't bring me no cat. I'm cool.
I'll bring you a cat
No thanks.
if I'm alive.
I know, if I'm wheelchair bound, what the fuck you gonna be?
We should take bets with all our friends about who's gonna live the last. We should put everybody else in their will if they outlive us.
Damn.
Assuming you got something to give.
I know, right?
Yeah, like I don't want your mama
Inheritance.
ashes. Just because that was your most valuable possession.
That would be terrible.
That'll be. Well, what I just said was mean, but
But that's all. I
shouldn't cremate your parents. No way.
I cut my hair. If y'all want to see pictures of the cut, just, Instagram, red_calamity.
Find Red on Instagram
Yeah.
to see what Manny Fresh finna be hollering at real soon.
Nigga, don't do that. I don't need no women coming up to me. I'm not interested. It's unnecessary.
You should lead a woman on until she come to your house one day. Let the Jamaican guy see y'all together, and then tell her you straight.
No, because then I'm going to have this bitch coming to my house all the time stalking me because she mad because I lied to her. Or a live omission is a lie. So, before you, because I know you go down these rabbit holes, a live omission is still a lie.
I'm glad you're learning. I'm glad you're learning me like you have to learn your animals. I'm just another one. So, I went to North Carolina this past weekend.
North Carolina, razor, take your shirt off.
Petey Pablo. I mean, you know, he look and sound like a drunk uncle.
Yeah.
Like,
does. Yeah.
The rat sound like he been drinking too much Hennessy and smoking too many Black and Milds.
Yeah, it does.
The reason that specific reference came up is because Shannon Sharp on TV, you know, him and Skip, they got a TV show. It's a sports.
That's why I don't know.
But he always be talking about social stuff. But apparently they made some kind of bet or something that, you know, about their teams, and his team won, and he had Black and Miles and on the stage with him. He said, this is a celebration. And they was roasting him about the Black and Miles because they ain't cigars for real. Like, they cigarillos. They like just short of being cigarettes. You know, two people who smoke cigars. He was like, don't be on me because I like my blacks and hen dog. I'm like, this man black level is just went almost through the roof. But I went to North Carolina because my mom and my sister and my dad live up there. Now, relationship with my sister. My sister is not quite evil. What's between evil and regular?
I don't know.
She's
not quite evil.
Not quite evil. She ain't evil to me. She, like, whoever wrongs her will feel some wrath.
That sounds like me.
So,
how is that any different from me?
Yours seem to be mainly geared towards relationships. One, and two, you would just not fuck with a person that wronged you that you don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
And move on. My sister, she ain't like
she vindictive.
That. I mean, she can be.
Okay.
I guess it just depends on a lot of circumstances. So, first off, I don't like to drive. I got narcolepsy, so I fall asleep all the time. All over the place. This drive wasn't bad. It was almost a straight shot, but 6 hours, I'll never do it again.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't care how many of y'all out there saying 6 hours ain't nothing. Well, for my situation, 6 hours is a lot. That's the farthest.
I ain't got narcolepsy, and I ain't no way in the fuck.
That's the farthest I ever driven by myself.
Fuck that shit.
And so next time I'm gonna fly. So there ain't nothing bad happened in this trip, but I'm just gonna go overview my trip. I get there late on Friday because I had to go to court early that day, which was supposed to last 30 minutes. It lasted for like 4.5 hours.
Of course, it's court.
Yeah. No. Not of course it's court. Of course, I had something to do.
I mean,
like, if I had nothing to do that Friday, it would have been 30 minutes. But the fact that I was trying to get on the road at 10 o'clock, of course I wasn't going to get out of there until 3.
Yeah.
So, and hence, I knew that I was going to hit Atlanta traffic.
Hell no.
Which I did.
Hell fucking no.
Yeah, it's my sister lives in a high-rise apartment right outside of the Panthers stadium.
And we're moving on up, on up.
On the highest floor.
I'm
27
just full of
floors.
jingles today.
All of them. On the 27th floor. So you can literally watch the game on the Jumbotron of the Panthers from her apartment. Well, from her apartment.
If I was into football, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. So I'm there, I'm chilling. She got 2 dogs. And
what kind of dogs? You can't skip over that.
she got a teacup Pomeranian, I think.
Yippy ass dog.
And I don't know what the other dog is, but the other dog got extreme anxiety.
Oh, no.
I sat down there next to the crate and she heard him like bubbling up, like, And she was like, stop looking at him. Don't look in his direction. Look away from the crate. He got extreme anxiety. And she kept like getting more aggressive, telling me to stop looking. I said, what are you talking to me like that for? First off, anybody who ever come into your house, you need to tell them that your dog is crazy. It has problems. So it'll be best if you handle dealing with my dog in a certain way. Don't wait until I done evoked his anxiety unintentionally and then start going hard on me about how to fix it. No, tell people your dog is nuts when you meet them. So any of y'all that got a dog with some anxiety, with some kind of mental issues, or that's too hyper, or that's not very well trained. Her dog didn't have all that. He was very well trained, but he had the anxiety. Let people know.
Well trained. It might just be the anxiety.
No, I'm saying that dog is trained. Her dog was trained.
How do you know it might just be the anxiety? He just sit down and stay away so you don't nobody bother him.
No, she told him to go open the cage and get in it, and he did. They got it's like a little wooden thing. Mm-hmm. She said her dogs are named Louis Vuitton and Coco Chanel.
Okay, so that's terrible.
So she was like, Louis, go open the crate and get in it, because he had did something and. He walked over there, slowly, not like he didn't want to, put his paw up, pulled it open, got in it, and just laid down with his back to everything else in the apartment.
Like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. So if y'all have a dog with problems, tell the people who won't enter your place.
I let people know Remy's rambunctious.
Remy's just a dog. All you gotta let people know is you got a dog. and a cat dog.
He is not a cat dog.
Anyway. But the reason that I went to North Carolina in general is because my dad has been reaching out to me a little bit more assertively than he had before. He used to have a good relationship with my sister. That didn't work out. Because of business conflicts that they had, like she cut him off completely. Like to the point where it's like, I don't got no daddy. My daughter don't got no granddaddy. Like that is it's pretty bad. And
I would have did It Ain't Nothing to Cut a Bitch Off, but I don't know the melody for that.
Say what?
That song. It ain't nothing to cut up.
Ain't nothing to cut that bitch off.
Yeah.
I did it all kind of wrong.
I didn't know the melody, so I couldn't do it.
But so I had to split my time between them two. And my goal, and I encourage anybody who don't have a strong relationship with your dad, that you get an opportunity to. This just might be, a way to look at it. But I've never had a bad relationship with my dad. Mm-hmm. I mean, he got locked up when I was a little boy, 3 years old.
I was going to sing Akon. I don't know why these songs keep coming to me.
Locked up, they won't let me out. Oh no, they won't let me out. Which another sidebar, I keep going all over the place. Don't take your kids to visit their daddy if he's in jail. Just let them write letters and send stuff, and that'll be it. That's good enough. But he was locked up from when I was young, and then but we went to go see him every other weekend in jail for like 10 years, for a long time. Then he got out, and then but it was still never the kind of bond that you hope to build from a son to a father. We didn't get that, because we didn't spend enough time with him. And my understanding since I've become a counselor is that I've been working with people on building better relationships with their parents and better relationship with their kids and just better relationships with their whole environment. And I got some of these relationships in my life that are not bad relationships, but they aren't what they have the potential to be. And so I was working with some kids one day, and I play this game with the kids called the Ungame. It's basically just a game full of personal questions.
It's like 20 questions.
Yeah, but if you put it in the form of a game, kids, they end up answering it. Like it kind of take their defense mechanism down.
I'm going to use that shit on Wednesday too.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. First session with teenagers, play the Ungame.
The Ungame.
They ain't going to tell you shit for real. They don't know you to tell you shit.
If they telling you, it's a problem. If they telling the game, if they playing the game, then it works out. Mm-hmm. And one question was asked that if something happened, what's the worst thing that can happen to somebody that you love?
Okay.
And death wasn't the answer for me, for my mama, because my mama been preparing her whole life for death. We've been going to church all the time. If my mama ain't ready to go to heaven,
Nobody is.
If my mama ain't going to heaven, ain't no damn body going to heaven. Okay. So she been preparing for that. So I'm like, that is not the worst thing that can happen to my mama. I mean, unexpected death wouldn't be great, but it would still be in line with what she's trying to achieve spiritually in her life. The worst thing that can happen was dementia for me. Like a family member that I care about, love, and knows me
hard.
more than anybody else to have to deal with that. So if you've ever had to deal with dementia, I feel for you. But like that was my answer. But it made me realize that it's a lot of stuff I don't know about my folks and a lot of questions I had answered. So I started calling my mama, asking her questions in line with what I've been talking to these clients about and asking these clients. And at a certain point in time, I realized that all the stuff I know about my dad is from the word of mouth of my grandmama and the word of mouth of my mom. You know, not really from his, I don't know it from his perspective. And so he was getting a little bit more assertive with calling me, reaching out, saying, hey, let's, you know, I'm coming down there. You should come to my grandma's house, which is, you know, a couple of hours away from me. You know, but then he said, you need to come up here. You should come up here. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to come up there. Because he reaching out to me, he's never done that. And he reaching out and I was like, this is an opportunity for me to say, you know, I can build up this relationship. And so the way my mind was thinking was, for some time, if I write a biography, I don't want the section where they ask me about my dad. I don't want to say I don't know nothing about him. You know, and I don't want to say that I have this very limited scope of what, because I know things, I know where he was at certain times in his life. I don't know what he felt. I don't know how he thought.
Yeah.
I don't know his experiences. And so the bulk of this trip was me communicating with him about some things. And I learned some stuff about him and about his religion and about my childhood. I'm going to just do three things that came about from that. So the first one is that when it seemed like he'd been touched by faith, you know, like he said that he stopped drinking and smoking because he used to drink all the time and smoke all the time. And when he was drinking, he's hilarious when he drank. He said he woke up one morning and said, I ain't doing that dumb shit no more, and stopped. And he told God that, you know, if he told me that God touched his heart after that. And so he was speaking more in spiritual terms, in terms of him. He's a Muslim. So he was speaking more in spiritual terms. And one thing I didn't know about the Muslim faith is that, you know, they believe in hell, but hell is a purification. It's not like you burn in a lake of fire forever, like, you know, Christianity would posit, but it's like everybody got to suffer consequences. And everybody gonna burn for a period of time, and then after that, you purify, like you paid the price for it or whatever.
I mean, I like that concept better than
I like it. I like it better too.
You just burning forever. You can't ever fix it.
Yeah,
shit.
like that's disrespectful. I mean, I guess if that's the way it is, but I don't know. And then he just talked about 7 layers of heaven and 7 layers of hell, and he just gave me, you know, Christianity. The way Christianity is it blocks out the existence of other gods and other stuff. Muslims, they respect Jesus as a prophet, you know, and they believe that we all operate under the same God. You know, it's just like
called different things.
Yeah, Christianity would say that, you know, the God they worship ain't the God we worship. You know, but he was real spiritual, and that was a positive thing. The next one was a story that I've told people before, but I never had his take on it. My mama told me that the white people in the community that we had a house in before burnt down the house. We were the only black people that lived there. So he told a story. He said he wants to retire on a lake in South Carolina. And he said, and I've never heard him tell a story like this, you know, where he talk about me being a kid. Like I've always heard those stories like my grandma. So like the dialogue I had with him was very helpful and positive. Now, I will say before we started having this dialogue, I told him all the stuff that I just said here. I told him that if I write a biography, I don't want your part to be blank, you know, and I just feel like we need to work on building a better relationship between ourselves. And I'm not telling you to tell me your whole life, tell me your stories, but it's a lot of stuff I want to know about you that I've heard from other people, but I want to know about it from you. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, you know what? We had a house on the lake before, you know, down back in Valley, in the town we grew up in. He said that he bought a house, and my daddy was a drug dealer, you know, so he said this white dude owed him a bunch of money, and so the dude was like, look, I saved this house, and so my daddy paid the rest of it off in cash. I was like, okay. He said that they bought the house, we were the only black people in the neighborhood, and he remodeled the entire house, built the deck on it, remodeled it, everything. So at that point, because he was remodeling it, he had not bought any insurance on anything. He was going to finish the whole remodel, then buy an insurance on all of the work that he had done to it. Mm-hmm. He said that they had a business, a cleaning business, and two of my uncles, well, my great uncle and somebody else, said that they were going to go to the lake and go fishing. They got off early. They didn't have that much work. They went to the lake, and they called my daddy and said, hey, your house is gone. It's burnt to the ground. He was like, is it still on fire? Is it smoking? What's happening? He said, the ashes are cold. He said that your house gone. He said that of all the people in that community, nobody called a fire department.
Damn. It's fucked up.
Everybody in that community who was driving by saw that house burning. Nobody called anybody because it burnt to the ground, to the ash, without having any intervention. He said when he got there, it was 4 lawn chairs sitting outside and balled up cans of Blue Ribbon beer. So whoever burnt that house down sat out there and watched it burn, drinking beers.
Fucked up.
Yeah.
That is fucking
And he
terrible.
was laughing about the story. I wanted to ask what was your reaction, you know, but I don't, as a therapist, right, and a person that's trying to build a relationship with him, I don't want to, like, dive in too deep. I mean, I have some time to do that, assuming that he don't die soon. Mm-hmm. He told me, when I die, I want to be cremated that day. He said, when I die, you ain't going to see me no more. He said, like, the last time you saw me was going to be the last time you saw me. He said he ain't having no funeral. He ain't having no service. He said, I want to get cremated immediately.
But what if he gets murdered? And then we'll never find out who murdered him.
He don't care. He don't care. He said
all the evidence gonna be.
He said he
want
to be scattered in the ocean.
Okay.
And he said he don't. And he said not from no ledge or no shit like that. He said take me out in a boat, like go on a cruise, and then spread me out in the middle of the ocean. Like I don't want it to get onto the land or nothing like that. But the last thing is I've had to have talked about this on the podcast. My dad has 2 wives, and I don't know how America works as it pertains to religions that allow you to have multiple wives. I know Mormons.
And that's only in specific places.
In specific places. Yeah. So I don't know the limitations of that by state or any.
Because of the outlook on the Islamic faith, I doubt that it's allowed at all for them. Because, you know, the way our country is set up, they look at people of that faith as terrorists, and which is all bullshit. But that's kind of, I doubt, I would be very surprised if they were afforded the same religious freedoms that Mormons are in Utah, wherever it is that Mormons can like be Mormons and have all these wives. I doubt it.
Well, he definitely got 2 wives.
Like 2 legal wives?
He has married 2 people without divorcing another one.
So your dad is a bigamist.
The second one, I mean, they know about each other.
But it's still bigamy if you by the law.
Well, it don't matter what you call it if a person believes that they can do it based on their faith. That's why I don't know.
It does matter if the law find out, like that's a crime. He can't be married to 2 people.
That's why I said I don't know how that works, because like I said,
that's what
how
I'm
do
saying.
they do that in those other communities where they do have,
but again, Mormons,
sister wives type situation?
Mormons aren't looked at like Muslims are. Not that it's
well,
right, but
I'm just saying, if a Muslim family
set up.
move in next door to a Mormon family and they all got sister wives, like at a certain point, you gonna have to just let it be. Oh,
I mean, look, as long as don't nobody snitch your dad out, I I don't even know how that works.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know how people would find out. I don't really even know.
I think that somebody would have to like make a complaint, because I don't like when you go get a marriage certificate or a marriage license. Like, do they run y'all names to see if you married? And I don't think they do.
They don't do nothing. You just marry who you want to.
I think somebody would have to be like mad. Like one of the wives would have to be like, "You married another bitch," and like then it would come to light. So he probably fine since they cool with it.
But during this visit, he told me about a bunch of his philosophies. One of them was that you can have whatever you can afford.
If you're a man. Because women can't have multiple husbands.
Women don't want multiple husbands.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know. Because
I'm pretty sure it's some women out there who want multiple husbands, but not as many women would want multiple husbands as men want multiple wives.
I don't know. If you had numerous husbands with numerous incomes, and then one might be good at fixing things, and then like there are some there could be some good things from
what's even the point of having them as husbands? Just have you two side meets in your life.
Same thing is what's the point of having them as wives?
Because that's faith based.
But
ain't no faith that dictate that women will have multiple
but that's
husbands.
What I'm saying. It's fucked up that there isn't. Like everything is male.
You think Cleopatra didn't have men laying up on her side telling them to get out?
Her husband.
That's what I'm saying. The husband part to me is trivial, or wife part is trivial to me. Like for women, since there is no faith that would dictate that, it don't make a difference whether they're your husband or not.
I think there's like one group that allows, like, or one like faith somewhere. I'm gonna look it up while you finish your story.
It don't make a difference.
I just want to know, because I think there is a place in the world.
But but that's just one of his philosophies. You can have whatever you can afford. And he said, I can afford 2 wives. He said, Muhammad could have 12 wives, but we can only have 4. And up until this point, up until this conversation, I didn't understand the depths of those relationships,
It's called polyandry.
Polyandry?
When it's polygamy with a man and with multiple wives. It's polyandry if a woman has 2 or more husbands at the same time. So it's a thing.
They do it somewhere for it to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how those relationships really worked.
Tibetans.
In
Nepal, parts of China, northern India.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just.
Okay, we got you. Polyandry. Michael, that's the limit to us finding out shit.
We Google shit.
Yeah, we armchair Googlers.
That's about it.
But I didn't realize how those relationships be like. But after having a conversation with him, I really get the sense that he loved the shit out of 2 women. Like, I thought it was like, I'm just getting all I want. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I want to do.
I mean, I think that there are situations I would not be a second wife or a third. I would not be involved in that shit. But even with me not wanting to do that, I could see somebody who they were doing it based on their religion, like the Mormons. I think the shit is crazy. I think that it just sounds like a whole lot of trouble. But if that's their faith, then it is what it is. So long as he ain't just out here taking advantage. I mean, it sounds like your dad actually has had like a spiritual awakening, and this is what he believes. So, I mean, I wouldn't be involved in the shit, but I don't judge people that are. So, like, I'm not gonna be like his wives are stupid. If they being taken care of and they all have an understanding, it is what it is.
Let me help you understand the standard. Okay. For any other man who's out here talking about having multiple wives and side chicks and all that jazz, my daddy lives up there with the second woman that he married, right? The first woman that he married, he sends her $1,000 a week.
A week?
$1,000 a week.
Shit, $52,000 a year.
He said she ain't got to pay taxes on it.
She make more money than I do.
He said she could do what she want to do with it.
Damn it.
He said he pay the taxes on it, so he sent it straight to her. She don't got to pay no taxes on it. He said, I do not miss a payment. You know, he said, I send that. So men who are thinking about this life know that this man, like my pops, is like legitimately taking care of both of these women.
Does she work? I mean, she don't have to work. Shit.
So when my daddy got married the day he got out of jail. I've talked about that before, but for those of you who didn't know, my daddy got married the day he got out of jail.
Have they been corresponding like while he was in jail?
She was coming to visit.
Okay.
I don't know how desperate you have to be to go to the jail to meet your next husband.
It's a lot of bitches out here. Let me say, Plenty of Fish has a ton of motherfuckers in prison. And you know why? Because there are women that are engaging with these men that are in prison and are fine with it. Because if all of them wouldn't get no play, they wouldn't be on there. But they know it works, so that's why they on there.
Well, and the thing is, like, I talk a lot of shit about Plenty of Fish, but it's got to be a limit to the shit I talk because I'm on there.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can find a good dude on Plenty of Fish because I'm a good dude.
It's a needle in a haystack, nigga. It's a
But
needle
that's what I'm saying.
in a haystack. It's fucking terrible.
I'm just saying. My stepmama, I don't refer to the second woman as my stepmama. My stepmama, she hit the needle. She found the needle. So don't go to the jail looking for no damn husband,
Hell
okay?
no.
That's what I'm saying. You're not going to get a jackpot. You're going to get a crackpot. All right? I want you to know that. You know, but I'm just saying that to say, like, I didn't realize that it was like that. But he gave me a lot of clarity and a lot of understanding for a lot of stuff. And at this point, I'm looking forward to future dialogue and future conversations, you know, with him, because he's old enough to know that he's made some mistakes in his life. Oh, what I was gonna say was, she's 12 years older than him. He's 60, so she's 72. So, I mean,
God damn.
when he got out of jail, how many years ago? About 15 years ago. You know,
I mean, she was still up there.
Yeah, she was. She was up there from the jump. But it was a good trip, man. And I'm inclined to say it's been a good move embracing him reaching out. I mean, I could have easily just, brushed those things off as interactions I didn't want to have, but I'm glad I did, so. But it took a lot of planning. So if you get to a point where your pops is reaching out to you or something, figure out how you want to do it. It was a positive experience for me. I'm looking forward to moving forward with that in the future.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but that's our stuff.
Yeah, we just I cut my hair and On Point had a good visit with his dad.
Yeah.
So if you have a question, though, that you would like for us to answer, you can send it into the website, or you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartist@gmail.com. Since we talking about shit that can be easily Googled, B.O.B. Was it last year? It was either last year or like 2 years ago. He made headlines because this simple motherfucker was talking about the world is flat. And now he has started a GoFundMe asking for $200,000 to launch multiple satellites into space. Bob, nigga, you know that there are already multiple satellites in space. That's how we know that the fucking world is not flat, nigga. Like, how? Like, I think that you took your song Strange Clouds too far and you got you some bad weed that has just really fucked you. Like, I don't even understand how in 2017 you still riding this the world is flat horse. Like, I'm not understanding. You started a GoFundMe to launch satellites.
You know, B.O.B. on one of his mixtape. It's the mixtape that got Beast Mode on it. It's an older mixtape. I mean, people who listen to rap, I guess they probably know what Beast Mode is, but he really had a strong flow. I love
I
his
love
flow.
Beast
I like how he
Mode.
rap.
Yeah. I like him as a rapper.
But he had a song on that mixtape that was about the creation of AIDS. I think it's called Dr. Aiden, maybe. But it was about a doctor that discovered that AIDS was man-made and all this stuff. So I knew it didn't surprise me coming out with the conspiracy stuff, you know. And the conspiracy stuff is weird calling it conspiracy stuff because it's conspiracy is stuff that really can't be proven, but we know for a fact that the Earth is round. Like, I mean, what did he think the pictures from outer space is? He think the Earth made out of like a quarter? Like you could just flip it and spin it and it just spin like a quarter, you know
Why
what I'm
the
saying?
fuck ain't nobody fell off?
Well,
Why ain't nobody fell off?
Nobody would fall off anyway because gravity would just, like if you
Well,
jumped
why
off,
ain't nobody
what would happen is, if you jumped off the edge, what it would do would just throw you to the bottom of the other side.
So is it a bunch of motherfucking people just living under the other side because they jumped and now they stuck down
I guess
there?
I don't think you would be able to really jump. I think you would be able to just really walk around to the other side.
Why ain't nobody walk to the other side?
I mean, it's a long way.
There are people who live on the outskirts that wouldn't be a long way for them.
All he need to do is go cross country, just go around the whole earth and find the edge. We should just put hashtag find the edge. When you find the edge, I'll come follow you and I'll believe what you're talking about. Find the edge.
Hashtag find the edge.
Yes. Like, where the edge at, bruh? Where the edge? Look, if you can find the edge, call me. I'll come to the edge. We can look off of it together.
And listen, when we did the is a fish in water wet question, I got a lot of shit of people saying that's some pothead high fucking question. No, the earth being flat and the logic that comes with that, I feel like is a high thing where you would sit me. No, man, like it's flat. It's gotta be flat. It can't be round. Like I feel like that is a conversation he had when he was on them strange clouds.
Well, I mean, there are philosophers that at some point believed that the world was flat.
Because
Christopher Columbus thought the world was pear-shaped and had a nipple on the top of it.
That's because they didn't know any better. But we know better in 2017. Like you can't. He is not comparable to Christopher Columbus in 1770, 18, whatever the fuck. When he sailed the ocean blue. I can't remember what year it was.
It was the 1400s, right?
1492. Yes, 1492 was when Columbus sailed the ocean blue and then went and killed all these folks. But B.O.B., you know, and people are actually giving money to this GoFundMe. Y'all keep y'all fucking money. I tell you what, use that money and go pay some tuition and learn something. Because if you are willing to give B.O.B. money to launch satellites, it's already fucking satellites up there, yo. Like, what you giving him money for? Like, it exists already. And where the fuck is he gonna buy? Where do you go to buy a satellite? And how he gonna get it launched up there? How is he gonna get the okay to do? Like, have y'all thought this out? Like, you're giving him money and this is some shit that will never come to pass because he cannot, 1, buy a satellite, 2, launch that motherfucker up into space, 3, even if he could, how he gonna read the information back? Like, it's just so many reasons why that ain't gonna happen. He basically finna just make off with y'all money and go smoke some more of this bad weed that got him thinking that the earth is flat in the first fucking place. What the fuck, Bob? Love you as a rapper, but you intellectually are stupid as fuck.
Raheem Devon.
Oh yeah, woman.
He got a song
What song?
called B.O.B.
About B.O.B.?
No,
Oh.
it stands for Battery Operated Boyfriend.
Oh shit.
So I'm inclined to put that over B.O.B. at this point in his existence because I don't really care what he got to say no more.
Cause it just,
I mean, I don't care if you lay down the hottest track you done ever laid down and the studio burst into flames and everybody is who hear that track is gonna go deaf. Deaf. I said deaf.
You said deaf.
Deaf. If you stupid, I don't want to hear the track. If you're an idiot, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
And that's a shame because Beast Mode, I love that. It's a good song.
I'll listen to old songs that I know is cool before I knew he was stupid. Maybe he became stupid recently.
I'm telling you
But
what
once
happened.
I know you're stupid,
That nigga smoked some bad
done.
weed that was laced with something, probably some PCP that make you hallucinate. This nigga out here thinking that we living on a cracker. The fuck?
on a Donald Trump.
On a Donald Trump. Oh, good segue. Look at that segue.
Okay, might as well go into it. Michael Shay. How you say that?
Nigga Shay.
Is that his real name?
I think so.
Where he from?
I was finna make a real.
He look regular black. He from somewhere. He from a different black. He look regular black, but he might be Dominican black.
Shay ain't Dominican, is it?
I don't know.
Well, you tell him about it, and
I would think that Shay is like a Mexican name because the E is pronounced as A.
I don't think.
I mean,
the
like
nigga
not
is
Mexican, but Latino.
I don't think he's Latino.
He could be.
Well, I'm finna tell you. Go ahead and tell him what happened, and then I'm gonna have where he from.
I'm just gonna say this. I remember the first time I came across a person that I thought was black but was Dominican. I was in their car because they were taking me somewhere for some reason. They was a friend of a friend, and I pulled out their CDs and they was all in Spanish. I said, "You speak Spanish?" They got offended.
That's not his actual last name.
Oh.
His name is Michael Shay Campbell.
Oh yeah, that's a black.
Yeah.
That's black. That's a black last name.
He grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
He called Donald Trump a cracker.
Yeah. In a Saturday Night Live skit.
Saturday Night Live skit
Which
ran.
had been
Everybody was watching
vetted
it.
by the writer. Like everybody knew he was gonna say it and everybody was cool with it and let it air. He didn't what is it called when you just talk off the cuff? He didn't
Freestyle.
He didn't freestyle. That wasn't the word I was looking for. He didn't.
I know you weren't looking for freestyle.
Fuck. He didn't.
Improv.
What's it?
The hell word you looking for?
I don't know, but yeah, he didn't improvise. This was written in. So yeah. So.
And
I thought
he
it was
said
amazing.
it with his chest too.
He said it with your chest.
He didn't. Yeah,
He was like, "It ain't that hard, cracker."
Yeah, like he said it like a black man would be saying it to a white person before they put some paws on him. You know what I'm saying? Like bloop bloop, hit him with the two piece.
Yes.
But I guess from that, you know, white people would say that this is bad as saying nigga.
Mm-hmm. They would say that.
How you feel about that?
I don't think it's the same.
It ain't.
No.
Why not?
Because it hasn't been used. Cracker was like a retaliation for nigga, but like nigga was used to subjugate like an entire group of people. They don't have that with cracker. Like cracker ain't never held them back or kept them from doing anything. Or it ain't, you know. There wasn't no signs in restaurants saying whites only, no niggas allowed, and when cracker would not. I mean, it's not the same to me. It doesn't have the history. Doesn't have the power.
I think they have the same intent.
Oh yeah,
but only because, you know, like you said, it was in form of retaliation. They had the same intent. But they have the intention of belittling you because of your race, but
one held power and the other didn't.
But the power in being able to belittle something is it feeling less than afterwards.
Yeah.
Like calling a white person a cracker, they don't feel bad about their culture after that.
No.
You know, because ain't no way white people believe that we think we better than them. Ain't no way. Ain't no evidence. The only way brown people are better than white people is that we don't got to use sunscreen most of the time.
Yeah.
We do something like some of us do.
We can dance.
Naturally. I mean, that's not universal.
It's not universal.
I mean, we can, as You know, white people dance to the words.
Is that what it is?
We dance to the music.
I always wonder why the fuck they so off. Like
Wait till
the beat is so evident. How
Look,
can you not
I'm just
catch
saying,
the beat?
wait till you see a white person dancing crazy next time and listen to her where the words come in. Is what
How
I'm
can
saying.
you not catch the beat? The beat is I don't understand. I don't get it. And I mean, I ain't the greatest of dancers, but I can fucking catch a beat.
But that's a stereotype.
Yeah.
But
it's true.
I don't want that to be what's better about us than them.
We're cooler. We're just cooler.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about being cool if I can't get along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be outside of the bank with my glasses on like the fun saying, hey, and I can't get along, and they walk out with stacks on stacks.
None of the things that are better about us are things that are better that's gonna like help us progress. Like the things that they have.
Unless we do a whole American you got served. I mean
for some people, like,
or unless we do a stand out in the sun competition.
If you could ball a hoop, you might be in the NBA.
We talking about one isolated individual.
Yeah,
I'm talking
true.
about a whole culture. Like
Yeah.
if Donald Trump said we're having a you got served competition, blacks versus whites, then
we win.
we're in the game.
Yeah, we got it.
If Donald Trump said we're having a standing out in the sun competition, blacks versus whites, then we got that.
Yeah.
But if they say we're having a credit score competition,
Oh, nigga. Mm-mm.
we having an equity competition,
No. Yeah.
we having a mass incarceration
I mean-
competition, like we lose everything that matters in the context of America.
I feel like Michael Shea saying cracker is it's another one of those things that white people latch on to justify the shit that they do on that side. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he said cracker, but y'all get upset when we say nigga. So he said cracker, so we should be allowed to say nigga. Like, it's just going to be used as an example of why they should be able to do the fuck shit that they do. Because that's what they do. Any little isolated incident that plays into the we should be able to do this thing, they grab a hold to it. And so him saying that just means that they think let me just say this again, white people, I've said this before. If you go out and you decide to use nigga or nigger, don't care how you put the ending on there, you might get your ass whooped. And you can say, well, Michael Shea said cracker, that's not gonna stop you from catching these hands. So just do it at your own risk. Or if you have black friends that allow you to say it, again, your friends do not speak for the race. Don't catch these hands.
Okay. Correct. True.
It,
But I don't know. It's a complicated situation.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that white people understand how heavy the word nigga is. Like, you can't even pick nigga up if you try to off the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
behind that word is blood, death. Like, it's so many people, that's the last word they heard before they died.
But see, they are so far removed from that they can't see it. Like, I don't think they ever will understand the gravity of that word. For them, it's just a word that they're being told they can't say. They don't look at it like that because they so far removed from it. Because even if they had ancestors that were bad, they don't have any concept of what that word.
And not only that, but they hear us using it.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, a big part for me is,
But I mean,
you know, if we use it, I think that we are conditioning them to use it, and I think they can use it. You know. But I also think that they should get the consequences that people around them will give them if they use it in an inappropriate context. You know, I mean, if I use profanity around a bunch of old people that don't want to hear me use a profanity, then I'm going to get roasted by some seniors. You know? And so, I mean, if you use nigga around a whole bunch of black people that you shouldn't use them around, you're going to get them consequences.
I mean, I just feel like white people are the only group that don't understand, because you have every other group has this slur that has been used to like to separate and to, you know,
to remind them
of
that they less than.
that they less than. White people ain't never had that. So they don't get why you shouldn't be, why they can't say nigga, or they don't get why they can't use the F word in relation to gays and
Well, some white people, like the early white people, Irish, Scottish, Italian, you know, they white
again,
today,
I
but they
feel
weren't
like-
white back then.
But they so far removed from even that, like even their own.
Yeah, they got
those
the
cultures.
option. They
Yeah.
were like, well, we need to blend in, y'all,
Yep.
because I don't like being called this shit, but we
So-
can't blend in. Like, us brown people can't blend in.
So they don't get it. I mean, most groups have a word that's been used in that way, and I feel like white people are the only ones that don't get it. Gay people understand because, you know, faggot is one of the last words some of them have heard before they've been killed for their sexuality. Same thing with Hispanic people and spick and all of these other, like every other group has words that has been used. White people just don't understand because they never had to deal with it. Every other culture gets it because they've dealt with it in their own way, and they've had, I think us and probably gay people are the only ones that use the word that was used against us in like a camaraderie type way. I don't think Hispanics use those words within their group. I don't think Asian people use the words that were used. I think us and the gays might be the only ones that like actually use, because I've heard gay people use the F word to talk to each other and they're fine with it. But if my black ass say that shit, I'm gonna catch some hands. So
Man, I don't know. At least they racial epithet is something delicious.
who?
Crackers. I mean, I ain't referencing white people. When you say hood, I don't mean white people. I mean like Townhouse and
I hate
Ritz
I know.
and Keebler. Saltines is last on the list because I only eat saltines with very specific stuff.
like chicken noodle soup is the only thing I eat.
Chili, like chili stuff, liquid
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Ritz, that's what I put my cream cheese on.
I don't eat cream cheese.
I like, well, yeah. That peanut butter cream cheese, anything that I'm going to put on a cracker, that's what I use my Ritz for. Townhouse are just so delicious
It's
and
like
buttery. Oh, I like 'em.
TNT for my intestines. I can't have cream cheese.
TNT.
Blow it all to shit.
Oh, okay.
My intestines can't take it because I cannot digest lactose. I am lactose intolerant. Well, since we're talking about Campbell, because Michael Shea's actual last name is Campbell, that takes us to Tina Campbell. One half of Mary out here with this bullshit talking about she voted for Donald Trump because of his Christian values. But, like, first of all, nobody ever had to know, right? Just keep it to yourself. You done seen what we done seen these last 8 months. You know what I'm saying, Tina? Just keep that shit to your fucking self. Not only did you not keep it to yourself, you gonna try to fucking justify this shit. Like, bitch, no, Tina, no.
They must not have seen Chris at Michelle get 86. Cancel Chris at Michelle.
And now Mary and poor Erica didn't even do that. Here's the thing. Let me just say this to about Christians. You know, y'all love to do all of this judgment, outside judgment. No inner judgment. So Tina, not only did she vote for Donald Trump, she's still married to a man who's cheated on her numerous times and embarrassed the fuck out of her because they were on that show they had and it came out and everybody looking at you crazy and you decided to stay with this man who cheated on you. Like, you just ain't a very good judge of character, Tina. You're just not. And you talking about Donald Trump had good Christian values, like she had, she had two people that she didn't really care for because she didn't really care for Hillary and she didn't really care for Donald. But what put him over the edge was his Christian values. Bitch, what Christian values? This is the man who had a fucking recording come out with him talking about sexually assaulting women and him being able to do it because he got money.
Grab him by the Punjabi.
Like, what? Are you serious, Tina?
Don't do that. Don't do it.
Don't do that because you gonna go to jail.
I was just saying what he said in a different way.
Like, I don't, girl, what is you talking about? No, he don't have no Christian values. Like,
Maybe she does have good judgment,
Does she?
But she met the dude she met is just a master manipulator.
No, don't blame that man.
What you mean?
That man is out
trash.
here. Look, he
right?
out here. Did you say men or him?
Men.
Men ain't trash. Some men are trash, just like some women are trash.
I mean,
He out here. Listen, he out here slanging his wang. Absolutely, that is not okay. But him slanging his wang with these women that ain't his wife does not mean that he is to blame for his wife choosing to vote for Donald Trump. That was a choice that she made based off of I don't know what the fuck.
I want connecting them to. I want to connecting that to the. I was trying to establish that maybe she got some sense and she just dealing with a man that, Wayne got out of control. He can't control his wang. He got a mind of its own.
Well, listen.
Slanging wang in the name of Jesus.
I hate you. Okay, maybe I could give her him. But what's her excuse for her thinking Donald Trump was a man with good Christian
I
values?
just need her to tell the truth, okay? I need her to say, I voted for Donald Trump because I'm in a tax bracket by which I believe that he will make me more money. I think that's the reason for most people who got money.
If that's the reason, okay. If you sold out your interest as a black woman because your interest as a rich woman outweighed that, okay, just fucking say that. But don't sit up here and try to act like you Mary Magdalene out here, or don't sit up here and act like you some kind of fucking saint. No, ma'am. You voted for him for a very specific reason, and it didn't have shit to do with no Christian values. You full of shit, Tina.
I wonder what evidence she have that he have some Christian values. He done misquoted the Bible several times over his career.
He lie on a daily basis. All he do is tell lies. Lie. He done been married. What? This his third wife? Like, everything about him screams heathen.
Look, God forgives everybody for everything.
God forgives. I don't. And most people don't.
And you ain't. You consider yourself a Christian?
No.
What are you? Agnostic?
I'm neuter.
Neutered.
I'm none. I'm neither. I'm nothing.
You mean neutral?
No, neuter.
Is
it neuter?
I don't know. It sounds like you
go back to Google.
They got your ovaries removed.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
That would be spayed.
Spayed.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta have balls to be neutered.
Yes. You only neuter males. You spay women.
I would never know if you told me because I wouldn't get my dog balls cut off.
I'm not gonna do this with you. Of or denoting a gender of nouns in some languages, typically contrasting with. So it's neuter. It's nothing. It's not. It's like neutral.
Then why don't you say neutral?
Because neuter sounds funnier.
I don't like it.
Neuter.
It sounds like you more naked than somebody else.
I'm neuter. I didn't even think about it that way. Oh, I would say probably agnostic because I don't really know right now. I'm not somebody that blindly believes, and I feel like that's what a lot of people do. And so because I was raised Methodist, I'm supposed to just go forth and be a good Methodist. And I'm much too curious and questionable of a person to be able to do that. So agnostic would probably be the way that I describe myself.
I got you.
But I'm not agnostic in the I'm not an atheist, but you believe whatever it is that you need to believe. I'm not gonna be like, you're stupid for being a Christian. God don't exist. Like, I'm not gonna do all of that the way that Christians might do. What do you mean you don't know what you believe? Jesus is Lord. Like, I'm a lot more accepting of other people's faith than they might be of my lack thereof. But Tina just need to sit the fuck down. Like, I don't know what else to add to that.
Are they both of them supposed to be named Mary?
No, her name is Tina. Her sister's name is Erica.
What does Mary mean? Where they come from?
I don't know. But
and why they
neither one
saying
of
it
their
twice?
names-
Like if somebody's saying it, it's they trying to get Mary attention. Mary. Or is it like, what's that show called?
What
With
show?
the lady? Mary.
Oh, 227.
That, yeah. So maybe it's like, this is paying homage.
I don't know why they're called Mary, but her name is Tina and her sister's name is Erica.
I wonder if it got something to do with Jesus Mary.
Might.
Jesus mama.
Maybe. Jesus, mama. I don't know. Either way, she needs to just sit the fuck down. Like, first, again, like, why are you even talking about this? Especially now. Because, like, let's say you did originally, for whatever fucking reason, think that this man was a man of good Christian value. These last 8 months should have shown you that shit isn't true. So why are you out here even fucking talking about this shit, bitch? Just sit
Because
down.
it's the truth.
Is it the truth?
Her voting for Donald Trump, it's true. It happened. She did it.
No, her reason is what I got a problem with.
I don't know what her reasoning is. God told her to tell everybody, I guess. Or maybe she found her husband cheating on somebody else. She needed something else to be in the newspaper about. Who knows, Jennifer?
I don't know, but she needs to shut the
Who
fuck
knows?
up. That's all I have to say about that. Tina, sit down. And now
Okay.
you done fucked up money for your sister, too, because y'all a duo.
So there was a shooting
There was.
in Las Vegas.
Very sad.
A white dude basically was just at a high vantage point. It was a country concert, and he just started shooting people. We don't have no motive. We don't have no understanding.
And it killed itself. We ain't going to get one either because it killed itself.
But we do have a general understanding of how the media acts when something like this happens.
Because it wasn't a terrorist act.
Yeah, the first thing was, the
Act
first
of
thing
an individual.
was they wouldn't put his picture on the screen, but they put the picture of an Asian woman that was supposedly living with him up on the screen, saying that they were looking for her as a person of interest. They put her picture on the screen before they put his on the screen.
The motherfucker that actually did the killing.
So now every black person, because we've always been under the microcosm of being assessed, viewed, and chain linked together by white America, was like, please don't be black. Please don't be black. Oh Lord Jesus, our life gonna get worse if we black. So I mean, I didn't sound like a slave when I was saying that, but I was saying to myself, like, I hope this dude ain't black. I really hope it ain't. I mean, and it's sad that I have to feel like that, because that represents the line between one America versus the other America. Because I already know if it's a black person, it's just gonna come with a whole bunch of racist shit. It's gonna come with talking about the interracial homicides where a black person is the murderer. Like, it come with a whole bunch of bullshit. And then it wouldn't help at all to kneel and stuff, because when people start talking about violence against black folk, they're gonna be like, well, what about black people who kill white people in the country music concert? You know, and I hate that we live in a society that has to politicize these things so quickly after they happen.
Yeah.
Because right now, what Republicans are doing are trying to find out if he was a Bernie supporter, trying to find out if he voted for Hillary. That's what they're trying to find out about him now. Democrats are trying to find out which Republicans he voted for, his family history.
But it's just amazing the difference between when somebody's black and when someone's white. When someone's white, they dissect their political affiliation. When they're black, they go try to find every fucking crime they've ever committed in their life to make them seem like they're this demon, horrible criminal that all black people are. Like, they don't ever go looking for political affiliation of any of these black folks at all. But this white man, they want to know whose side he was on. I just
let a Patrick or Peter or any generic white man name you can come up with be on there. Well, all of his neighbors say that he was a law-abiding citizen that always flew his flag up in the morning and only respectfully told them hey in the morning and drove by and waved at them gleefully. So we don't know what's going on. Let it be Devontae. Or, dang, what's the name? It's a name that black people got, that Jamal, that white people don't have. Let it be a Devontae or a Jamal. Then, oh yeah, his neighbor said he was choking puppies in the backyard, but not to kill them, just to let them know who's boss. And you know, they seen him stealing out of the convenience store and Walmart, and you know, he always had joints on his feet but didn't have a job. He was a drug dealer. He smoked crack in the morning. Like, that, it's crazy the difference. Like, I went through my Facebook profile to find what picture they would put up of me. I already know it's gonna be one where I had hair. You know?
Yeah.
Because, you know, the dreads or the braids is already a much more intimidating picture.
I don't have any picture that I feel like. No. I can't think of one. Even my college, the ones like at the very beginning of my Facebook profile, they probably go with one of those before they would go with the ones where I look like a really cool hipster school teacher. I feel like that's what I look like now.
I mean, when I'm not smiling, I look like a goon. I mean, I just do. You know, until you hear me talking and, you know, I can make sense out of life and, you know, then, you know, it changes, the perception changes. But, like, it's ridiculous how different the response is from black to white.
It's sad.
You know, and I don't think it's a black and white thing for them not calling this domestic terrorism because, well, you know what?
Yeah.
Because when this happened with black people, they always connected them to a group.
Yep.
They connected the Dallas shooter. They immediately connected him to Black Lives Matter, even though he had a video that said this ain't got nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. They put out a video. They said that but they immediately came out with him saying he's a lone wolf.
Yeah.
They immediately don't want to connect him to some kind of group.
Well, because he's different. He's the exception to the white folks. White folks are good, decent people. He's an exception. We're not affiliated with him. He's over here. He's alone. He worked individually. This is not like a group, like, cause he's separate from them.
It go into the dialogue about the flag. You know, it don't matter what you say. It matter what white people believe.
Yep.
It don't matter how many NFL protesters kneeling down say that I respect my country. I respect my flag. I got service members in my family. You know, I respect the national anthem. We just want what America say it is on paper to be what it say it's gonna be on paper. Yeah. You know, but they out here saying, no, that's not right. You're disrespecting the flag. You hate the country. You're disrespecting the racist national anthem. Don't worry about that second verses. Doesn't mean anything. That was, you know, it wasn't talking about y'all slaves. Y'all weren't even slaves. They was talking about slaves back then. You know how they be like, oh, yeah. Well, you weren't no slave.
You just need to get over it.
You weren't slave. You weren't enslaved. So why do you think blah, 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 blah?
Yep.
So this man shot, rained down, and people are still dying from this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were critically injured.
And some of them aren't making it.
The toll count is going up on this dude. It's going to be interesting to see what his motive was.
Or what they say his motive was.
Yeah, what they said. Well, I guess we never really know the truth of what it is.
I mean, he killed himself.
You know, maybe he got a manifesto somewhere. Everybody seemed to put out manifestos. But this man had enough. This man had enough ammo to hit 600 people plus.
That is a lot of ammo.
So the issue is like now.
Of course, the NRA ain't said a motherfucking thing.
Because the NRA don't care. The NRA got their money off them bullets and them gun purchases. But the question becomes, where's the solution? I think that there is an intimate relationship between guns, access to guns, and the health of people.
The mental health.
And you can start at any one of them as far as I'm concerned. I think it's unrealistic to just let guns be and stop blaming the guns for the tool as the tool.
Yeah.
Because the tool makes a difference.
Yeah.
If the person that is confronted with it can't wield it properly, like you want to leave a butcher knife on the table with a toddler.
Nope.
And not blame the knife when he cut his damn self.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is the knife fault because the person didn't know how to wield it? You know, and I feel like that's the same way with guns, but it's unrealistic to take guns away. But we do have to have a conversation about, one, guns and the existence and the fact that they killing folks in our country. Do we need to do something about that? The access to guns, do we need to do something about that? Or the mental health part? Because what's going to happen is the left and Democrats are going to start talking about gun control.
Yep.
In rebuttal, Republicans and the right are going to start talking about
Second Amendment rights.
Not the Second Amendment. I mean, just mental health.
Yeah.
They're going to start talking about mental health. The problem is they only talk about mental health as a rebuttal to gun dialogue when they could do something about it. Like, we need to stop. They need to stop talking about it and not being willing to do something about it at the same time. Like, that's the problem with that dialogue. But at the end of the day, all three of these things are intimately connected. We either need to modify access, we need to figure out how to keep more people healthy, or, you know, access to something that can kill 600 people from a high vantage point, you know. But I guess that depends on if all of the stuff that he had was legal, you know, because at the end of the day, if somebody plan on killing 600 people at a concert and they want to get those things, they can still get them from somewhere. They can get them from the black market.
But is there anything to stop him from getting it legally?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what kind of weapons he was using, and I don't know what kind of ammo he was using. I mean, if he was using some kind of high caliber assault rifle, it might be harder to get access to, depending on the mods he had on it.
He had to have been stockpiling ammunition for a while.
You ain't got to stockpile ammunition for no damn 600 bullets. All you got to do is go to Walmart.
But I'm saying if he hit 600 people, he had to shoot more than that. He ain't gonna hit every time he pull the trigger. He ain't hitting somebody, so he has to have at least almost double.
I got achievements on my Xbox right now.
That is not the same.
No, yeah, it's not the same because the Xbox is less accurate than somebody in real life who have the tools to hit people.
Once the first shot rang out and everybody started freaking and running around, he did not. Every time he pulled that trigger, he did not hit somebody. I just don't believe that. I think he missed some, so he had to have enough to be able to shoot all of those people and still miss some. Like, I don't think he had exactly 600 shots, 600 people.
Clearly, that's the case. That's not going to be the case. He's going to have missed some shots.
But that's a lot of ammunition for one person.
But I mean,
it's
a lot of people that was catty-cornered in this little area that they couldn't get out of without climbing over walls and fences. So, I mean, he just really had a bunch of targets to hit.
It's a lot of ammunition.
It's a lot of ammunition, but I guess it depends on how many of those people were crowded up and huddled around each other.
Well, I ain't finna huddle in somebody shooting. I'm getting the fuck out.
You ain't finna what?
Huddle in no corner.
Huddle?
No.
Yeah, if I'm ever in that situation, I'm just gonna hit the ground and just not move. He ain't gonna shoot somebody who thought he already done hit, right? If you moving, you messed up.
That's true.
I'm just gonna lay on the ground until everything over. I mean, clearly you can't have your whole family laying right there next to you because he gonna be like, that don't look natural. Let me load them up a little bit. Bop! That's when you're gonna get hit. Bop bop.
Hell no. Then he did that shit by himself. He didn't have no help.
No, he had help from 600 friends and bullets. You're laughing at this tragedy.
I mean, I'm laughing at what you said. I'm not laughing at the tragedy. Your wording was funny.
It's crazy, man. I said shout out. I'm almost worse than Trump because he dedicated. he dedicated a trophy to the
golfing nigga.
He dedicated his golf trophy to the families that lost their homes and shit.
Cause that's gonna really fucking help them rebuild. Fuck out of here.
But like that Las Vegas thing is ridiculous, and they won't call it domestic terrorism,
which is because he white.
I mean, are people terrified? Like, that should be the first question you ask. You know what I'm saying? How many of those people gonna ever come back to Vegas again?
You fucking right.
Of all of those people who ain't coming back to Vegas again, a whole bunch of them probably will never ever go to a casino again. They gonna go in there and hit a ching ching ching, and they ain't gonna do nothing but be PTSD.
Hell no.
Anyway.
The only other thing I just wanted to comment that I showed you Tentacion for the first time and you were scared.
Yeah, what was he?
He's a person. He's a rapper.
He is an unfortunate looking person.
He is unfortunate because he a rapper. Y'all can look him up. Y'all probably know. I don't know none of his songs because I don't know these new rappers. But he has he's dyed his hair silver. He's cut off his eyebrows. So he just looked like the Predator or I don't fucking know. It's bad. I don't know who is going. I'm not going to a concert.
He looked like a body that's decomposing on the table right now. When you look at Law and Order and somebody died in the water and you see him on the table, that's what he looked like.
It's pretty fucking terrible. He had a video where he hung a 6-year-old white kid. Not actually a music video where he hung a 6-year-old white kid.
Why would he even do that? What's the context of it? I mean, he scared me too much to look at him when we watch the video now. I don't care what he did in the video. I don't care if this man hung a 6-year-old and gave out the winning Powerball numbers. I ain't watching that shit.
Listen, when I showed him the picture, he was like, "What is that?" I was like, "Who is a person?"
That's not a person.
He
That's a creature.
He looks like a creature.
And we are, as humans, all of us are creatures, but we don't reference ourselves as creatures. That boy is a creature.
And he did that to himself on purpose. If you ain't never seen somebody without eyebrows, that's the weirdest looking shit ever. Like, because we're so accustomed to seeing hair up there that a smooth brow bone is just fucking weird, nigga.
It's crazy. All of these different stops that we got to keep water from going into our eyes.
Yeah.
When our eyes operate basically off of just water.
It don't want fuck water in there though. It don't want none of that fuck shit water. It need good water. So
when you say fuck water, did you mean like from when you having sex?
No, ew.
I mean, I'm just saying that's what it sounded
like fuck shit water. Like
what I'm saying, you sweat when you have sex.
That's not.
That I know for a fact because you the one that said that you didn't mean that, but
I guess that applies. I guess that makes sense. That's not what I meant though. I meant like just shitty water.
That's what you said.
It's bad water.
That Flint water.
Yes. Our eyes don't want that Flint water. For sure.
So we got eyebrows, eyelashes. Mm-hmm. We can close them.
Yep.
All the stops.
Shit, you don't even have to think about blinking. It's so important. That shit just happens. You don't even have to conceptual. You just blink. Just happens. Like breathing.
So, my last thing is O.J. Simpson is out of prison after 9 years.
The juice is loose. He actually is out. I think I said that before when it was announced that he was getting parole. But he out now. Did you see Florida talking about they don't want him?
Yeah.
Florida, OJ is the least of y'all fucking problems. Y'all one of the most fucked up states in the country. You talking about you don't want OJ.
Y'all need to figure out what to do with Florida man. If you go to Google and put in Florida man, it's just a whole bunch of fucked up stories about like when the way they report stories is say Florida man does this dumb shit. But so Reddit started talking about Florida man being a fucked up hero. Basically.
Wow. Yeah, Florida ain't got no fucking room to be talking about you don't want nobody.
They let Casey Anthony come back.
Exactly.
They found that baby in a trash bag.
And y'all welcome her with open up fucking arms and shit. So
and you know what?
OJ alone.
According to the legal system, he didn't do nothing. Okay? And he served his time for the robbery.
Yep.
Now, what do you think that OJ is going to do? They said that their citizens are going to be under threat. No more threat than them alligators that's eating babies.
Or just the bullshit. Do you know how many fucking bullshit ass stories come out of Florida of people that live there doing stupid ass shit to each other and you worried about OJ? Like, y'all are one of the most fucked up states. I'm serious. Like, whenever I see some bullshit happening and I see that it happened in Florida, I'm always like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, it don't even surprise me because Florida is just one of them places where bullshit happens. Florida, but y'all don't want OJ.
Florida is worse than the state of confusion. And Lord knows I don't like being confused. I try to figure all the shit out I can about things.
I saw that shit and I was like, Florida, you do not have room. You do not have room to be sitting up here talking about who you don't want in your state. Because you got a lot of shit going on that you need to be addressing that ain't OJ. He the least of your concern.
Listen, man, OJ, just like President Obama, I'm still waiting on him to go get his dashiki and C-walk on a video, smoking a Black and Mild.
That will probably never happen.
I'm waiting for who we talking about? I'm waiting for OJ to go get him a steak, some new gloves, a white girl, and a new tag to say MRDR. Put on his car. Like, I'm waiting for him to intimidate anywhere he go.
Oh my God.
He need to get the exact same white Bronco he used to have.
Oh, Jesus.
Get that junk tricked out. pull up in the driveway of his house with some gloves on and a white woman.
Petty.
I'm just saying. Florida tripping.
Florida is tripping.
How you gonna stop a whole person? But you know what I mean, I understand. It ain't like, I mean, he on parole, so he can't mess up, and people can't tell him that you can't come here. When my daddy got out of jail, he was on parole in Georgia. He couldn't leave the state. He had to get permission to come visit Alabama.
Yeah. Where did OJ's crime happen? He gonna be paroled to whatever state the crime happened in. So he can't leave that state. I don't know where he was at the time, but that's another thing. You right? He on parole, so that means he gotta live where the fuck they tell him to live. Florida. Shut the fuck up till he get off of parole. He had to get special permission to move. So hush.
I hope OJ moonwalk into Florida if he can moonwalk.
I don't know. He a little old now.
Well, he can probably come moonwalk when he went old.
Well, he was doing them little. He probably
could
did something close when he made a touchdown. Don't they do dances and shit after they make a touchdown?
Not all of them.
OJ is cocky and arrogant enough that I feel like he did.
I don't know.
I feel like he would have been one that would have.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, shoot, that's all I got though.
That's all I have.
You got anything else on your mind?
Nope.
All right. Well, until we come next conversation.
We out.
Holla.